Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're back. So I just wanted to apologize. We don't know what happened, but hopefully it's fixed now. So it shows us live. Why don't we give everybody just a moment to get into the thingy, get back into the room. Should we do the blessings again? Because we didn't, and we should do the rest of the announcements again because Angela, you need to do your announcement again. Or we can save them for the end. It's up to you.
Let's save them for the end because we did them once already. So,
okay, Eva can give a blessing at the start this time too.
What'd you say?
Eva can give a start blessing this time.
Let us know when you're going to start.
Can't hear you, Karen.
I said Ava's going to do the start blessing, and we'll do and Dawn, and then we'll do the all the announcements at the end again, if that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool beans. Sorry for that, everyone. All right, Eva, take it away.
I can hardly hear Dawn. I hear him speak, but very, very softly.
Well, he can get closer to his mic.
Yes. Okay. So here's the blessing. Nime ani avalaniki azapolaginya a inimkisha alayikasha inigi avala ea anika. Thank you.
And time and space is changing. There are many changes upon us. Be alert and be aware.
Okay, this is Dawn now.
Yes.
Sama ocean kashita hamosa mamalekatan disaka za aurak notion ta shanama ocean da hanika fushunta tisa za amalrek narakotoromoko zalan analika norak nation na namautuita tarama tista taraka sa ikatoroko fushunka seto mata.
We share your eternal light, and we look upon you as the future of our hope and our understanding. We also ask God to be with you as you go through these hard times. We understand that it is not easy to be on your planet at this moment. We are with you and are aligned with you in many ways. And then it stopped.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just go through the requests again. We have Tukur, Elijah, the angelic realm, the kings or queens that were in the government meeting, Uriel. From the chat, they requested Shiva, and there was a request for Grendel, and then Shiva and someone else. Who was the other in the chat?
Arcturians.
Arcturians, thank you. Yeah, your memory's good, see? Okay, yeah, the Arcturians and Shiva.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see who comes through first.
Okay.
Have a good session, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and much love.
Much love to you. We'll see you in a moment.
Greetings, I am Elijah.
Welcome, Elijah.
Thank you. I want to start by saying I've had many people, I'm not sure if it's a complaint or a concern, that they have been telling me that I'm a little too harsh, or that I don't have any humor, or that I am coming through in a way that people cannot understand me. I am coming out through in a way that is too strong. This is who I am. And I am not here to coddle the people of the earth. I'm come here to command you and let you know what God has said and what God commands of you. This is not a time for a great deal of humor. This is not a time for a great deal of mincing words, but this is a time of understanding. I do want to be understood. That is the truth. And at this time, there are many things that are going to change. The world is a changing place, as you can see. You never know what is going to happen next. You never know what is going to be.
One moment, Elijah. Please, Christine, please mute yourself.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Okay, thank you.
You never know what is going to happen next. And in this changing world, things will happen. Things are going to happen, and not all of them will be to your advantage, seemingly. But God knows what is happening. God understands the changes. God will be with each and every one of you as you go through these changes. It is necessary for the world to go through these things so that you may change in a positive way. Even though some of these changes may not seem positive, they are for the better good of the world. Many of you have ministries. Many of you have already started them and are on your way to moving into the light in greater and greater ways. But some of you are still starting and must lift up your head to see a greater light. Do not be afraid. Courage and wisdom are yours for the asking. Courage and wisdom are yours with God's love. He is with you now. He will help you to understand all things. He will help you to move forward in the way that he feels is necessary. So do not be afraid. Stand. Be yourself. Love God. Be courageous. Do what you know is right. Speak the truth. Stand up for justice. Clear a place in your life for prayer and meditation. This is a time for great understanding. Do not try to guess what's going to happen. That will only make you crazy because you will never guess what's going to happen. Just accept as the energies change that you are part of that change. You are part of all the alignments that are happening. You are part of all the things that are meant to be in the spiritual world. Do not concern yourselves with conspiracies because they only tell part of the truth, and you will only know very little if you depend on them to save you. Depend on God to save you. Many say, but I have to know my enemy so that I may be one step ahead, but you are already 3 steps behind if you listen to them. That's what they want. Listen to God. Move with God. That way you will be in front of the negativity. And the conspiracies will be destroyed because you're in the light and not trying to figure out the dark. You will never do it. So please remain in light. Remain in positivity. Remain as much as you can in the truth. Oh, I know it's difficult. It is so hard to stay in a place where you feel positive, good, and everyone gets down. There is depression for everyone on earth. The energies change and move, and you go up, you go down. But as long as you can move out of that quickly, you will succeed. Do not let that negativity keep you down. Do not let that negativity defeat you, but rise up. Hear my voice. If you need more help, let us know. Pray to God. Find a way. Go and find positive people to be around. For this is a time of great struggle, of great need for courage and understanding. Do not try to explain your position to other people. Just explain God's position to other people. Do not try to rationalize that I am being too harsh on my people or God's people. Know that you are trying to rationalize away something in your own life and free yourself from the things that tie you down, from the things that are a curse to you, from the things that do not belong with you. And you say, how do I do that? Through prayer, through perseverance. How do you get through a diet? How do you get through exercise? How do you get through anything that's worthwhile? You have to not try. You have to achieve that goal. Make it a goal and achieve it. Many people say, well, I can't do that. You have to give us greater examples. No, it's purely up to you. It's purely in your ability. Just as a diet, just as weight losing, whatever you want to achieve is within your grasp. So don't make these things harder than they are. Get rid of your negativity as much as possible, and you will shine, and you will feel better for it. But it is part of who you are to make that a goal. I do not want to really stand and talk a lot today because there are many things in my mind and I could go on and on and on. And right now, I just want to clear my thoughts. And I want you to clear yours as well, so that God may speak and give you some understanding about this future that is coming. It is a beautiful future. It is a terrible future. It is an amazing future, but it has you written all over it. Everything that you need to do is coming up. Everything that you have done will be reflected in it. Remember that. God sees everything you do and everything you've done. And he is grateful. And you will be rewarded. And there is someone else waiting to come. One moment, please.
Elijah, before you go, there is a question for you if you'll take it.
All right.
All right. Kathy has a question. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hello, Elijah. It's so nice to talk to you.
Greetings.
I know that you're with me always.
Yes.
I know that we talk every day.
Yes.
I'm wondering what the connection is between you and me and Jim. There's some sort of a connection there, and I haven't been able to figure it out. Could you elaborate on that?
Yes. At this point, you are not to know the true connection, but that it will come through and you will understand it in the near future. We are to work together in in many different ways, but it will not be a consistent working together as you would feel, but it is a working together in the way that the world would understand. So you are part of something greater, and that will be shown to you at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you. I was going to ask if you could elaborate on the higher purpose of what it was, but you just said it'll be shown at the right time. So thank you.
Yes, it will. Everything comes in its own time. And when it's ready, it will come. And you will understand why it didn't come too soon, because you must be prepared for anything right now. And when it comes, you will be prepared for it.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any messages for me?
The message I have for you is this. You are a great believer and have great faith. And you have given yourself over to understanding that there is a purpose for the connections that you have. This will come to pass. This will show itself to be of great worth to you. Continue to keep your faith, to understand and to rise up, because you have gifts that have yet to bloom in its proper way.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm having trouble speaking today, but it is all right. It is the energies and the way that they are moving today.
There is one more question, but it's up to you if you can.
That is fine. If they have come before I left, then I will take them.
All right, perfect. Okay, the next question is from 123. I don't know if you can unmute. 123, here we go is the name. That's a nice name. Can you unmute or not? Maybe.
123 is on YouTube.
Oh, he's on YouTube. Okay, fine. Thank you. 123, here we go, says, what is the Kundalini? I guess what is
the Kundalini? It's the awakening of the chakras, the awakening of all the different things within the chakral field. The chakral field is your power centers in the body. I could go into talking about the Kundalini for a very long time, but that is what it is. It is the Kundalini is the awakening and the energizing of the chakral field. And its purpose is to give you greater energy, greater understanding and purpose in who you are, how you feel, and the generation of greater thought processes within you.
Okay, perfect. There is a question from Alan. Go ahead, Alan, if you can unmute.
Hi, Elijah.
Greetings.
So this is a simple question in some regards, but also not so simple for me, apparently. That's why I'm asking it. I have not been able to pin down, I haven't been able to identify my main spirit guides by name. I don't know if, because maybe I'm just too, I'm really enjoying being in third dimension apparently, and I'm trying to get beyond it, but so I haven't like meditation and all that, but my spirit guides, maybe if I had a name, maybe that might allow me to connect more easily.
Well, let me explain something to you. You're enjoying the third dimension because that is what you were born into. The third dimension is not something that you should not enjoy. You should enjoy the third dimension. You should be joyful in the third dimension. There is not anything wrong with that. And it is not everyone in the third dimension knows the name of their spirit guides. Now, I could tell you the name of your spirit guide, but he wants you to know that it's not necessary for you to know that name. It's only necessary for you to know that if you ground and say some prayers, feel some of this energy that is bouncing around, you will be blessed because you will rise up. There are things within you that will open up. But right now, the third dimension has things to teach you. feelings in the third dimension are very positive for you right now, and you're enjoying it. That's what they want for you right at the moment. And those things will lead to a higher dimensional thought process. Knowing that the spirit wants greater joy for you as well, you must know it first in the third dimension, and must understand that all these things that you're enjoying in the third dimension, they are not wrong. They are not sinful. They are not anything bad, but they are part of the ladder. You are on the ladder to higher dimensions. As you find joy, as you find security in the third dimension and are moving toward higher dimensions, this is what they want.
Well, you told me it's a he, so I'll take that.
What?
You told me that it was a he, so I'll take that pizza nugget. Thank you.
Yes, it is a he, and you can speak to him. If you really need a name, I will give it to you. He actually wants to tell you himself, but he says if you want to know it, I can tell you.
I think I know. I probably would develop more, but if I learn it myself, I think I appreciate if you tell me.
So you want to learn it yourself?
Well, I think. I mean, yeah, I know it would be good, but I can't really resist not wanting to know now.
Your higher self's name is Lakesh.
That's, if I remember, there's a Pleiadian by that name as well, right?
There he is.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, okay. Oh wow, no, I'm gonna process for the next day. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And Lakesh is one that wants you to enjoy the third dimension. He enjoys it. He enjoyed it very much when he first came to it, but now he wanted to be special for a couple different people. He has chosen you to work with.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm like when I'm kind of in that space where my mind knows what, like it knows what it's hearing, but like I'm not. I just don't know how to react.
That's
okay,
all right. You don't have to react.
Yeah, I don't, and I don't know why I think I have to. Maybe that's another thing. Okay.
It's all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy what you are going through. He will lead you in the positive directions.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope he does if he's my guide. Right.
Yeah, surprise.
Oh dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Are you okay? Is that good, Alan? You're good?
Good is like 1%. Nah, it's not on the same spectrum of what I could describe it. It's short answer is yes. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so I could move on to another person. That's more my question.
You should definitely move.
Okay, all right. So thank you. Luae from YouTube, she has a question. She says she's sending love to you, Elijah, and she has a question, and she wants to know, is the Elijah of the Bible also affiliated with Arcturus?
The Elijah of the Bible, which is the same as I am, affiliated with other deities even on your planet, affiliated with other planetary peoples. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Leela has a question. Go ahead, Leela.
Elijah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Blessings.
Blessing.
And I wanted to tell you in the name of all of us that you are perfect, and we do clearly understand you each time you speak. So don't be insecure about that.
No, it's only because I've gotten many comments. You don't understand. I know that you understand me, and many do, but there have been many comments sent to Jim to give to Elijah, and that is what I was commenting on.
That's very interesting, because there will be always people who will misunderstand.
Yes.
That is not going to end.
No. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that's the
I just
problem. Will
wanted
never
to
be.
clarify that. Yes.
Thank you. Wonderful. So, you know, we love you, and the way you speak is very encouraging to all of us.
Good.
So I wanted to know, because you are perfect person to ask about the watchers, the fallen angels, how they are doing at this point. Are they still fallen, or are they already progress to higher dimension, whatever?
They have been all forgiven, let me put it that way. But they are doing what they need to do to move back into higher realms, at least most of them.
Mm-hmm. Do they need any support?
Of course, prayer is always a
Energetically?
good support, yes.
No, because there were 200 of them. Is there any, the most needy for healing?
Healing is not one of their needs, but they need to understand their direction. Some of them are misguided at this point, and others are on a direct path back to their home base.
Direction, that means they have to go through on their own once they... Time will heal. That's
Yes.
what it is. You know, I live close to Bermuda Triangle. Is there any reason why I choose to live in Florida?
I do not know.
Okay.
I have never really thought about where each individual lives, but the Bermuda Triangle is something of a great energy, yes.
You know, the golden people of Himalayas, I work with them. Maybe you know, maybe don't. Can you
The
please...
Golden Triangle people are very high energy. There are several different golden people in the universe. Some golden people under the Himalayas.
Yes.
Some golden people that are triangle heads. There are golden people that are not. And many of them are very positive. Most of the golden species are of a higher realm and very positive. So if you are working with them, you are in a good company.
What dimension are they? Are they under Himalayas?
Well, they are several different dimensions, 5th through 9th. So
it is possible to get message from them, if it's only possible for me.
Yes, you could, but not right at this second. All
right then. That will be all, my wonderful preacher and teacher, and I will connect with you another time.
Very well, and thank you for your questions.
Can I say something? When I was in the Himalayas, and I go there every year, and I'm going back there. The first time I was there, and I was up in a place called 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, which is up higher, and it's where a lot of the yogis go, and they sit in the mountains. We were doing our meditation right on the water, on the Ganges, and at one moment we had been chanting for about 45 minutes, and I opened my eyes, and I was really in another realm, and I could see within the mountain all of the to me it looked like all of the yogis that were sort of multidimensionally still there. They were probably not physically there, but they were multidimensionally there, and it was fascinating. And another girl next to me had the same exact experience. And I think that they had done so much meditation and prayer in those mountains that their signature was still very much there. It was an amazing experience there.
Yes.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Yeah.
Yes, an indelible energy print on the land and sky.
Yes. Okay. From YouTube, we have Dr. Andrea Santo, and her question is, please, can you, she wants to ask about the law of love. Can you talk about it? This is from part 1. And is that from your book? Or from the book from Jim? I don't know what this is from part 1.
Was written, and she asked this question from the
she asked it before the YouTube dropped. Okay. So she wants to know about the law of love, if she can.
Well, I could go on forever about that, because the law of love is a huge subject matter, and it's very general in some ways. Because love, there is so many different kinds of love, but the law that governs love is about being within the confines of, well, no, not confines. How do I explain this? The law of love is about reaching out and embracing all the things that are of God, because God loves all things, and God's love is in all things. But many people cannot love all things. And so the law of love must include all things to be unconditional, to be perfect. And so the law of love will encounter everything, and you must learn how to love it. You must learn how to love the unlovable, those that have done things that are terrible. Forgive all that is unable to be forgiven by the society that you live in. Being able to embrace the leper in the sense that love can heal. There is so much to tell you about the laws of love, and they are unconditionally powerful, unconditionally there in your realm if you choose to accept them. But you need God's help to do that, because as a human being, you do not understand all the things that God loves. How is that?
It's beautiful.
It's very short, but it is to the point.
There we go. There's a message from Reiki with Will that we know. And he says, Elijah, if you can, please lead us in a prayer.
Yes. And I should bring some other people through.
Okay.
But I will give you a prayer.
Thank you.
God, our great Father of love, understanding, wisdom, kindness, and compassion, we ask that you be with us on a daily basis so that we may rise up with you, so that we may understand in our feeble minds what you need us to do, what you want us to be, how you want us to be. Show us the joy that is within us that you can give. Show us the glory that is yours to give to this world. Show us the miracles that are yet to come. Show us all things that are for us, and help us to stand courageously with you, even in the face of death, even in the face of turmoil. Let us shine, one with the other, connected in all ways through heart and spirit and emotions. Do not let your mind control all things, but let God control your mind and heart. Let God control your mind and heart. Break free from earthly thought patterns and let yourself rise. That does not mean stop being human, because you can never do that. But it does mean stop being negative in the world. Much love to you. Many beautiful blessings to you. And may God richly bless you every day. Amen.
Amen.
And now I will go.
Thank you, Elijah.
Be blessed. I am 𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧.
Welcome,
I
Leela.
am one of the Arcturians you asked for. Yes, we worked with Elijah many times in the past. The worlds were all connected at some point, in some way, a little bit of communication where there was needed. What questions do you have for me?
Well, I'm just going to ask to you were requested from the YouTube chat, which you may or may not know what that is, but if you'll give just a moment, we will find the questions for you.
Your energy is strong. Did you need to ask a question? No, not bad. Good.
Okay, there's a question from Kathy. Go ahead, Kathy.
Greetings.
Greetings. It's so nice to speak with you. I have a quick question. Are you connected with the Arcturians in the Vibrational Recalibration Center?
Yes, in some ways. I'm connected with all those that speak to your planet or have involvement with it.
What's the best way that we can call them in for healings? And can we call them in for healings for other people as well, or just ourselves?
Yes, and they look at each individual case and they go by the greatest needs. And as you call them in, give them all the information that they need to make a judgment on who they should go to next. For they will come to those that need it the best or the worst. I'm not sure what word fits there.
Understood. That's all I had. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Leela had a question. Go ahead.
Blessings. How the grids on Gaia energetically doing at this point?
The grids on Gaia are maintaining. They do need some help, and they are being worked on by many different species and beings, also by humans in the astral. However, your grids are very active at this time, giving off lots of energy, and this weakens Gaia a little bit, and a lot of energy needs to come in. The alignments of the planets and the different things that are happening in the solar experience have helped her in some ways, but she is still needing.
So what kind of healing, if I would like to do it, is there any system? How can I could do it for
Yes, you may use prayer, of course. Remember that this grand solar minimum is upon you, but also it appears that there's a great deal of solar flares at this time that are coming very close to the Earth, closer than one might want them to. These are affecting the energies in your atmosphere. These are affecting the energies around the planet. And this is something that is to be prayed about as well. For these energies are not welcome at this time.
You know, the Australian fires, they were so devastating, and a lot of us sent prayers and healing. Yes. Did our community, worldwide community, did help to create the rain?
Yes.
Did we do it, really?
There is some rain. Remember, you will need to continue to pray, for rain will be needed for a while for this to be helped. You see, there is a great need for moisture in that land.
You know, I had a dispute with Arcturians a long time ago, and I wonder, what was that dispute about?
The dispute was, let me check with your connection. Your dispute was about the Arcturians not allowing the Draconians to do certain things in their solar system.
So how did the dispute end?
There was a fair treaty made.
So it ended well.
It did.
So blessings from dragons, my friend.
Of course.
So wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me. There's a question from Dracula Teebs from the chat. I don't know if you can answer this question, but he says, I recently found out that I'm a divine light star seed from the Pleiades. Can you confirm this? My name is Benoit.
I am 𝗪𝗚𝗧𝗧. One moment, please, while we confirm identities. It is confirmed. You may go.
Okay, thank you very much. It is confirmed. Okay, and then there's a question from, let me see, one moment. There's a question that says, hello, I'm Michael Cesar. A previous session told me that I was connected to Arcturians. Can you expand and explain that more?
When you have a connection to Arcturians, that means that you had a lifespan, at least one in the Arcturian areas. There is more than one Arcturian area. There are several. But I see in your case that you had several Arcturian lives and have an Arcturian starseed family. This starseed family will make connections with you at some point. In fact, you have already made some connections, I feel. If you were speaking to me, you would have to tell me if I am correct or not. But I feel you've already made starseed connections from the Arcturian world.
Thank you. Okay, there was a question from Catalino. Go ahead, Catalino.
Yes, hello.
Greetings.
Hello, greetings. I have a friend from my country in origin. She experienced energy awakenings. She has no clue what to do with them. She never worked. She never meditated. She experienced voices in her head, vertigos in her hands, stomach, legs. I suspect she has some like one or two entities attached that that talk bad things through her voice, like vulgar things. She cannot sleep. She cannot rest. She loses her focus, and practically her life, it's like very bad. She at work, it's very bad. I had some talks with her 2-3 times. I don't know what to do. If you can,
she needs help from someone on your planet to bring her to evaluate what is going on with her. From what you have said, it would seem that she has negative spiritual attachments, but that cannot be confirmed unless someone goes to her that is able to recognize these things. It does seem like she needs spiritual cleansing. Now, there are some from off-planet that can do these things as well. However, you will need to get someone to confirm what is going on with her. How far away does she live from you? And does she have anyone that can confirm what is going on in her life? Is she at an age where, how long, well, let me change that. How long has this been going on with her?
Maybe a few months.
Just a few months? Did this start during a time where she had
Yeah,
negative?
it's just recently. She saw that
Yes.
her life was like normal. She kind of wanted to start to meditate and do, but then suddenly this energy awakenings burst into her life, and she sometimes she passes near a man and she hears vulgar words in her and things that she never did before.
I see. She needs to be evaluated, and I cannot do that from here. But there needs to be someone that knows what they are doing from an institution that can do these things properly. It needs to be a proper evaluation with someone that is well experienced with these things. And then it needs to be cleansed. The beginnings of these things are sometimes sudden, from sudden negative thought processes during meditation or during times when you are vulnerable to these different entities. But they must be evaluated properly.
Okay, so should I recommend her? I'll be translating maybe. Should I recommend her spiritual medic and or?
Yes, she needs to be evaluated.
Yeah, okay. From your position,
I can help from a distance with prayer, and our people can help. But before the evaluation takes place, that's all we can do. If she is evaluated properly, we will be able to help in greater ways and send perhaps someone to her in a way that she would not expect. But we would be able to help her in some ways.
Okay, you have my go if you can do something and if you can help something. She is very exhausted. She cries. She cannot rest. Everything is a mess with her, and she cannot control. She has no awareness whatsoever.
She must give herself over to many prayers at this time until the evaluation is complete.
Can you recommend me an angel to call upon?
Any of the angels would be able to help her if she can get in touch with them. I am looking for someone from the earthly realm to evaluate her from their point of view as well.
Are you recommending a doctor, some sort of psychologist or psychiatrist evaluate her?
Are you talking to me?
I'm asking the being.
Yes, I'm saying that not a psychiatrist. They have been only taught in one direction. I need a spiritual priest or someone that deals with spirituality to evaluate her. This is a spiritual matter.
All right.
What about Rick and I?
You may do so, yes.
Okay, well, I'll keep in touch with them. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. They will help, yes.
Thank you very much. Yep, I appreciate it.
Yes.
You can go next, Karen.
Continue.
I'm trying to, Reinhard, it's, if Reinhard can go, please.
Reinhardt.
Yeah. Hi. Reinhard.
Greetings.
Greetings. Could you check if my healing capability is going? Is it something you can see?
Your healing ability is the energy within your body and the energy that comes through from the universe, Gaia, and the spirits that you call for healing. Your healing energy is getting stronger. It started off rather weak, but now it is in a greater phase of growth.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can go on. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see who is next. One moment. Oh, a lot of questions appeared suddenly. Right.
Excuse me while I can. There is communication going on outside of this realm.
Okay.
But I will take your questions.
Okay, there's a question from the YouTube chat from Dark Voss. He says, what is your life theme as an Arcturian being? What is your incarnational theme, I guess?
My incarnational theme?
That's what he asked. What is your life theme as an Arcturian being? And he put in parentheses, incarnational theme. I guess, what does that mean? What is your life like when you're incarnated? Yeah.
I understand that there is a theme that happens through incarnation, which means that there are similar likenesses to every life that comes before and after. My particular likeness with past lives and future lives as well would be that I am a priest, a shaman, or someone of this nature. That is the word that you would identify with as a human on my world. That is why I came through today, because I knew that it would be necessary for a priest, shaman, or something, one of that nature, to be here today.
All right, thank you for that. There's a question from William Cadato, and he says, let me see. He says, what are the most effective ways to help someone who makes fear-based decisions to change their perspective to a more positive view of the world and love-based decision-making?
You must be an example first that fear-based decisions do not usually work out well. If you are someone that is of a good example and are around this person, they will see that your positive and non-fear-based decisions are working out much better. Usually people with fear-based decisions are part of religious affiliations, and they are following in the path that others have said is correct. And they are not really looking into deeper meanings with these fear-based decisions, but they are just following as a sheep would and afraid that the wolf will attack. Remember this, with these fear-based religions and fear-based thought processes, there is always manipulation happening at some level. Let them know that this manipulation is always happening with fear-based thought processes. Point out, if you can, who is doing the manipulation in the case of this person. Now, there are many ways to deal with fear-based thought processes, but you know this person better than anyone. I do not know who you are speaking of, and so being an example of positivity may be one of the greatest things that you can do. Being an example is the greatest light in the world, for words fall short many times, and they do not believe unless they see.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a question from Nina that says, Can you please tell me where I originally come from which place? Thank you.
You are an Arcturian as well. That is where you are residing in your thought processes as a higher being. You may not know that, but Arcturians are with you.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Michelle. Michelle, do you want to ask your question in person? Can you unmute and ask it? Michelle
Hi
Mullet?
there. Thanks.
There you go. Good.
Yes, thanks for being here. Thank you.
Ah,
I was just wondering what my connection is with the Arcturian Council.
you go there
very
and
connected.
sit. Yes, you sit with the Arcturian Council on the healing processes. They are teaching you greater healing abilities. The Arcturian councils are many, but you are on the healing council and also on the decision-making council for those that need greater compassion and understanding. There are those councils that deal with the way people are treated. I will not say just humanity, but all peoples in the universe. And you are part of healing and uniting with these people.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
I do not know if I explained that properly, but I think you understood.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there's a message from Joao Benjamin. He says, are you aware of the work of the Keshe Foundation to achieve world peace and help us join a universal community? I believe they were also the ones that were going to come up with the free energy device. I don't know what happened with that after a while.
We are aware of them. It is easy for these kinds of groups to get diverted, but many of them are still well focused on their goal. We are working with them in some ways to come through. That is all I can say because our efforts are from outside of your realm.
Thank you. All right, there's a question from Annie Lopez. She says, I would like to ask to the Arcturian, that would be you, if you can help her in her growth. She feels like she's not growing. And if you have a message for her, something she needs to hear, please let her know.
Yes. When people feel that they are not growing, you will be surprised to know that you are still moving forward. There is no backward path unless you choose it. You will constantly be moving forward, even if you feel that you are not. There are these plateaus that you must have in your growth that are necessary for you to stop and look back and see how far you have come. Once you have evaluated and understood the growth that you've had in the past, then once again you can start moving upwards. But remember, moving across a plateau is still forward motion. You may see many things on the plateau that you did not see before. And even though it is not upward movement, it is still forward movement. And you must accept it for the moment. You will rise again. You will move forward and upwards. But do not be sad that you are in a state of non-functionality. If you feel that way, you are still moving forward, still grasping at what is to come next. And this is purposeful.
Thank you. So sorry if I was typing and you could hear me. There's a question from Leela. Go ahead, Leela.
I have a interesting question that I always wanted to ask. Karen Neumann, who is the moderator here, she is connected to Ganesha, as I am, and I would like to know my connection to her.
Your connection to the host?
Yes, please.
There is many connections through the energies of is it Hindu religion? There is an energy of the Hindu religion, of the Hindu belief system that is very positive and rising up. It is that as you rise together, you become one in the spiritual aspects and separate in many ways as well. But as you grow into the light of that religion, you see all the facets of God in many different ways, and it shines through in many different awarenesses and openings.
Did I have a lifetime in India with Karen?
Yes. Yes.
What did we do?
That I cannot tell you.
I didn't do much, probably. I just probably laid around.
Me too.
I do not know your connection in that lifetime. I know that there has been more than one lifetime together. I would have to look back.
But it was on Gaia, on other dimension, other.
Yes, it was
on Gaia.
An Earth connection. Yes.
That's wonderful. Because has a strong connection to Hindus attracts me, and that's what I was wondering if that is.
Yes, it is not called the same thing in other worlds, but other worlds have similar religions and similar connections to spirit.
How in other worlds the Hindu religion is called?
It has many names.
One of those.
𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗘𝗡𝗧, Krishna. These are just a few.
So Krishna is everywhere. So what does that exactly mean?
What does it mean that Krishna is everywhere?
Yes, because is Ganesha everywhere? Is Shiva everywhere?
Yes, but not with the same name. God takes on many, many names.
I know.
Because many people want to see God in many different ways. He exposes himself in every way, in all religions, if you seek him completely. But no one can fully know God until you're inside of his realm.
So we all are everywhere. Each of us is everywhere. Is that the meaning?
Each of you is everywhere in some ways, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You understand that in the spiritual realm.
Okay, thank you. Is that your question, Leila, or no? Are you?
Yes, that was all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, there's a question from AJ. He says, when people work with negative beings for supposed benefits, what does this negative being gain from the cooperation?
A different realm, usually, a different experience. Once a negative being is tossed out of one realm and enters into another, there is a new experience for that negative being. However, and that is a way of learning how to be more powerful also. So as each being is part of one realm, good or bad, they are learning and growing and becoming. So your question and answer is very much similar to anyone in a positive realm. If you are in a positive realm and growing and understanding, and you become part of another realm, you start to grow and understand in a different way, which makes you a more powerful being.
Thank you. Okay, there is a question from Chief White Buffalo. I like that. Can you tell me who I am?
You are Chief White Buffalo. But
Yeah.
yes, you are seen in some past lives as a deity in the Native American world. A chief, a man of power, a shaman, a great leader. This is who you are in your past livelihoods in the Native American culture. You have several different identities. One of them was that you were so powerful, they thought perhaps you were not actually human.
Thank you. Okay, there's a question. Well, he follows with his question of what is love, but I don't know if you touched on that earlier. So I think we can move forward from that, unless you want to touch on it again.
No, he can watch the recording.
Okay. There's a question from Eva. Go ahead, Eva.
Why repeat? Eva, are you there?
Eva, she's probably trying to unmute. Let's see. Is she still with us?
I think she typed in that she was no longer had her question.
Okay. Oh,
all right.
Did she? Oh, I guess she did. Thank you. Thank you, Ian. All right. There's a question from Tinfoil Hatter, and it says, how intelligent is the smartest artificial intelligence as of now?
They are about 680 years ahead of the secret space program in your world.
Okay.
And your secret space program is about 300 years ahead of your normal human world.
All right. Thank you. Then there's a question from Stephanie, and she says, are there crystals that you can use on your spiritual practices? What standard crystals are used in healing practices in general?
Would you repeat that, please?
There's a question about, I think this is something she can really look up, but it says that, are there crystals that you use on your spiritual practices?
Oh, yes.
Hey,
But the
Karen,
thing is,
this is Stephanie. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
wanted to
Stephanie.
know- thank you so much. And thank you for coming. I wanted to know in particular from then him being an Arcturian, are there particular crystals that he uses, that they use in their general spiritual practice? And then secondly, are there crystals that they just generally, 2 or 3, that they use in their healing practices? So as related to Arcturians. Thank you.
the healing practices use tonalities as well as nerve connections with their energy healing. Stones and quartz and different crystals are set around in the room if the healer desires it. You're on your planet, like the rose quartz, for heart-centered healing. We do as well use rose quartz, but we use selenium. I believe that's how you pronounce it in your world. You know the proper pronunciation. Selenium. In your world, we use selenium in our world, which is a salt-based stone, if you wish. It is powerful because we have noted that it is, although good for your people because there is much salt in your system, our system has even more salt than yours. So we are able to use selenium for greater healing purposes. But the most part of our healing is used with toning and nerve connections. Stones that we use in our everyday life for different things are One moment, please. I have to get the human word for them. Yes, the Lemurian crystal is still powerful. It is on many different planets, and it will be eventually collected, but it is still a powerful means of connection with many things.
Thank you very much. And sorry for breaking in, Karen. Appreciate
Oh,
you.
no, it's your question, so you should you should answer it. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Who else has a question? Oh, Alan has a question. Go ahead, Alan.
Greetings. This is a general question about dimensions, your dimension, because I've come across two semi-conflicting definitions of a higher dimension. One of them, and I'd like to get your take on this, which is why I'm asking the question. One of them is that with the higher, if being is a higher vibration, then it's another octave of existence where it's the same place. There's still three spatial dimensions, but it's a different realm in the same place. That's kind of the definition of one of them. The other definition is where there would be more than three dimensions of space. So not just the one that we're used to, but there'd be another, I mean, I'm struggling to know how that's possible, another dimension of space itself. So are they both kind of right definitions, or is one
correct?
More right? Yeah.
Let me explain it in a much easier way. In another dimension, science is different in some ways. The understanding of science goes along with the dimension. In higher dimensions, the density is different, meaning that in higher dimensions, density will change as you go through dimensional shifts. This is something that cannot be verified by all studies of dimension, because many of the people that are in lower dimensions cannot reach higher dimensions safely. Does that make sense to you? Now, remember that as science changes slightly, it's not a great shift but it is a paradigm that is not the same as the dimension before. It must have changes to be a shift in dimension. It must have changes in its density to be a shift in dimension. So you must understand that to get to these places, you must open a door to them that is not natural. There is not natural dimensional shifts except through portals. And these can be natural in the sense that they are rifts in the dimensional space. Now, still, coming through from one place to another, it must be sealed off. There must be a door, lest they leak one into another and change each other. So it is that when you come into a higher dimension or a lower dimension from a higher dimension, there must be doorways for this so that the dimensions remain stabilized. Does that make sense to you?
I think it will make sense when I watch the recording, but yeah. But yes, it does, yeah.
So remember, it's different science, different density, different understanding of. Do you have something to add?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but I think he has a greater way of saying it than I do. But the thing is, densities are changes. Density is of itself in another realm, and so when you're talking about dimensions, you're also talking about density and vibration. Absolutely. vibration are different in every different planet. Every planet vibrates on its own vibration, even if it's in the third dimension, fourth dimension, or fifth dimension. It is created with its own vibration. So even though the moon and Mars are in third dimension, with Earth, they are vibrating at a different vibration. So you know that when you reach another dimension, the vibration of each planet in that dimension will also be different. No two planets in third dimension vibrate alike. And if they are very similar, they are still not similar in some ways.
Is that clear for you?
Yeah, that's, yeah, clear, yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you. There's a question from Kuda that says, when it comes to psionics like telekinesis, how much can a person lift?
That depends on the person and how powerful their gift is. Remember, telekinesis is an opening of a part of the brain that is not evolved, that you have not, and we have not evolved into yet. There are some people in our world that have evolved into telekinetic and understanding, but it is a very dangerous thing to have it. Remember that if you have telekinetic powers, you are able to think and things will move. Remember that sometimes people cannot control their thoughts. Those kind of people with telekinetic abilities are dangerous. And those that can control what they think are in higher dimensions. That is why you do not have telekinetic energies on your planet for the most part. But when these things open, they will come slowly and they will not be opened quickly. And if they are, it's a mistake.
Thank you. There is a question from, one moment, from Christine. Go ahead, Christine.
Greetings and blessings. I wanted to ask you about telepathy. When a species is telepathic, does that mean that are there different levels of thought so that there's some level where everybody can read the other person's thoughts, and then another level where there are thoughts that are not exchanged at all?
Telepathy is just like your evolution. It comes gradually and it works in the most convenient way for your species. Let me explain how it works.
Okay.
As you start to become telepathic, you start to feel and understand what other people are feeling around you. That is the beginning of it. Then empathy happens, where you start knowing emotions that are other people's emotions. And then you are able to actually receive and give these emotions to one another. That is the first part of telepathy. The next part is actually hearing or seeing visualizations from someone else's mind. Usually it's very small. It may be just a hello. It may be a small sign or a flash of light that comes from someone else. This will be the beginning of it. Then you will work into being able to saying small sentences one to another, but your language will still be important at that time, because still language will be the most important way to communicate, because your thoughts are not developed enough. Your telepathy is not developed enough for conversation. When your telepathy evolves into a conversational level, then you will stop speaking a language. But your deeper thoughts, your thoughts underneath, you can hide. Not all your thoughts will be on the top of your head, because you will have learned to hide what you don't want them to see. As you move forward in your progression, you will notice that you will not need your language any longer to speak to someone else. However, you will need to hide the parts of your being that you do not want exposed. This will be a natural evolution, because you will not want to expose everything to everyone. There will be those that will be far more gifted in the conversational telepathy and able to dig a little deeper into your brain and find a few of your secrets. But you can still stop them, because you will be able to feel them going in. But if you don't stop them, they'll be able to go. At the most advanced part of telepathy, then telekinesis does start wherever you, before we get to that, I wanted to say, with telekinesis, you can also send images, also send thought pictures. And as you evolve through your telepathy, these pictures get more intricate and get more diverse, and you're able to get greater and greater detail. So at some point in the progression of your telepathy, sending a picture will actually be all you need to do to tell them what you are thinking about. Instead of having a conversation in your mind, you will be sending pictures one to another, which will actually tell the story of what you want each other to know. That is the highest level of telepathies. But then when you reach even greater heights, there can be some telekinesis involved. Not a great deal, because it is that the mind is starting to absorb and open up other areas in the mind that are closed to you right now. You only have 10% of your brain open. The rest of it has secrets and things hidden there that will open up later as you evolve. So a little bit of telepathy, like being able to share a drink with somebody, raising the cup up and letting them grasp it. That kind of telepathy will be available at the latest stages of telepathy, and that will be the beginning of telekinesis, controlled telekinesis.
Is there a distance that you can't? Is there really any distance with telekinesis?
It depends on how powerful your thought process and how open your telekinetic area is. So it is just the same as everyone on your planet. You're all on different levels of understanding of spirituality. You're all on different levels of understanding of science. You're all on different levels of conversation. So it will be with telekinesis and telepathy.
So when we think about asking Arcturians for help in healing, I'm using that as an example. All we need to do really is to think Arcturians help. And then, and no matter what distance or whatever the person or beings are.
Yes, they will help in some way. They will get through to you as they can get through your mind, your energy field, and work with you. Each individual is different and have greater abilities or lesser abilities. So we can work with you and the ability that you can receive our help.
When you were speaking about some of our scientists or world powers here on Earth are like 300 years in advance to what the public knows about. Was that also including the quantum communication?
It includes all things that are advanced beyond your people's understanding or use. There are things in use in the secret space program that are not in use in your world. I will not divulge any of their secrets because that is not necessary.
Okay. I was just trying to understand quantum communication, since what they're trying to push now, 5G, when there's actually quantum.
Things will happen and evolve in the way that they should with your planet. There are those that are very concerned about the speed of your evolution. And so therefore, they are trying to slow it down. Many with great intentions, some with not so great intentions. Depending on who and what their intentions are, they continue to try to slow down the evolution of mankind.
It's astonishing to me how we forget that there is reincarnation and there is a continuous evolution everywhere, and reincarnation could take you to any planet or any place. So why people are so doggone frightened of what's going to happen to humanity when...
The thing is, there are many belief systems out there. Not all believe in reincarnation. Not all believe that they will be repurposed. And some believe some believe you will just remain in the ground and dissolve or disintegrate.
Yes.
There are many, many different understandings and beliefs. So that is why there are fear-based thought processes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your patience. Whoops.
There we go. There is some distractions with her dogs.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, there's a question from AJ, and they say, I'm not sure if AJ is a man or a woman. So someone I know claimed that energies and souls themselves can be duplicated or copied. I don't think that's true, but is it correct?
That energies and souls can be copied?
Yes.
A soul is a creation of God. The DNA can be duplicated, but the soul cannot.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Paul that says, Paul Gill says, I'm not getting any answers and I would really love to get them, but I feel like my questions are being ignored. Okay, Paul, I'm not sure if that's a question. Please, oh, here.
He didn't present any questions previously. This is a general inquiry.
Okay.
Answer to.
So what is the
question?
He
says, I want to know where I come from. Please help.
Oh, you mean what your family is, your soul family. One moment, please. He is not Arcturian. He is from Orion. He was part of the Egyptian culture at one time.
Okay. Thank you. Then there was a question from Paul, or excuse me, from Tinfoil Hatter that says, okay, wait, sorry, that's not a question either. Kathy has a question. Please go ahead, Kathy.
I was wondering, I know many people are working on this as well, but I'm working on trying to have my Kundalini awaken. And there's so many different practices out there to awaken your Kundalini. Can you give guidance on something that would work for me personally and for others as well?
Well, it does happen when it is most appropriate. And some people try to open it a little too early, and then it will be a very small awakening. But if you are ready for it, if the system is ready for it, then you may proceed to open it. It starts at the hollow chakra, at the base of the spine. That is where the beginnings of the Kundalini are. The root chakra will be the first to ignite. But let me tell you, there are many teachings out there. What you must do is pray that the teaching that is most accurate for you will be available at that right moment. You will feel it. Your energy fields will jump at the chance to ignite.
Okay, thank you. And one last question. What is my starseed origin?
You are from a distant place, a very distant place. And that place is not in this, not known to this earth, but it has a different name that someone will give you at some time. But I do not know the name of it. I can only see it in my mind.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Angie has a question. She wants to know, can you explain what a time loop is? Did you want to ask the question, Angie? Sorry, I didn't mean to ask it for you.
Yes. Is that the question?
Well, that is the question. So maybe she'll respond after you say some words.
Very well. A time loop can be experienced and can be experienced many different ways, but a time loop is just that. A spherical loop of time that you can get caught in. It's an anomaly. It's usually not very big. It's usually a swirling motion, meaning that this particular piece of time that you are experiencing right now is looping around, and you will experience something again. And these loops can be every different size in the universe. They can be as big as a galaxy, or they can be as small as your fingernail. But what they do is bring something back around. They bring a certain experience, not a deja vu, but an actual experience reoccurs. And it can be one that is a shrinking time loop, which means that it's trying to bring itself back into nothingness, which because they're not naturally existing. Does that make sense to you? They don't exist in nature except as an anomaly. Something has happened, an explosion, or tachyon energy has exploded, or a small rift in space has happened, and it's like a ripple effect. And getting caught in this loop is very dangerous for some people, and it can be taken care of. It can be dissolved, and it will usually go back to nothingness. It usually implodes on itself, getting smaller and smaller until it is nothing again.
Okay, thank you for that. Sorry for the sound interruption. There was a question from Leela. Go ahead.
Are you aware about Jeffrey Epstein energy? He left Gaia. He was very evil, or attached to very evil energy. Are you aware about him, his energy?
I would not want to attach to evil energy.
All right.
So no,
Here's the Okay, here's the question. When he left Gaia,
yes,
did his energy, what we not want to be attached to, left with him or stay?
that kind of energy usually goes wherever they go.
Perfect. So I am glad. Thank you. That is wonderful. Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
Okay, there's a person called the Hope Project, or the Hope Project, I guess. It says some psychics use telepresence in addition to telepathy, and telekinesis. That's a question. So I guess it's, do some psychics use telepresence in addition to telepathy and or telekinesis?
Telepresence means that they can send their presence, the vision of their presence out. Is that correct?
I believe so. I don't know if
Yes.
it's psychics or
That
physics.
that is a gift from the psychic realm. It is the same as bilocation in some ways, except the difference is this. Bilocation, you're able to see and be in another place at the same time as you are in this other place. Telepresence is when you send out your presence to another place, give a message, but you are not really there. You are not actually bilocating. You're just sending out an imitation of your presence to actually give a message or maybe see something, and then it will dissolve.
Okay. All right. Thank you. There is a question from Tinfoil. He wants to know what his soul origins are as well.
You come from Andromeda.
Okay.
That is the only thing I can tell you right at the moment.
Okay. Well, I think unless somebody else puts up their hand, that is every question.
Excellent. It is time for me to go. There are many things that must continue with your group, so I am going to leave.
All right.
One moment. Many blessings. That was a small blessing from the Arcturians. Good night.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, welcome back. Thank you very much. What an interesting day.
Coffee. Cold. Very cold coffee, but good.
Cold coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be drank that way.
Why don't you, if you can, do you have the energy to do the announcements again, or?
I'll have Angie do them.
Angie, why don't you do them?
Okay, thank you very much. We are looking at doing the level 1 magic class for the Australian, Japan area. We're looking at doing that end of February. As soon as we get some more dates secure, or the dates actually secure, we'll get everything out. If you could email me, aspeed6456@gmail.com if you're interested. We are going to do it in the Eastern Standard Time, Friday to Saturday, which would be Saturday to Sunday for those on the other side of the world. We are also looking at our next workshop in August. Jim and I are going to go look at a place on Monday. We're trying to get that all secure right now so that people who do come from out of the country can get their tickets now. I believe that's it. We are also doing the level 2 magic class, but that one hasn't been set up. We are waiting for Kellen to be able to finalize what he needs to finalize first. When he gives us that information, we can go ahead and then set the dates for that.
Very good.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, what are we doing here?
Final prayers.
Yes, final prayers. Who's going to do a blessing?
I can do one.
Okay.
Barb Maples wants to do one.
Okay, great. We'll do it from the people who are usually in the other room. Go ahead, you go first. You go first and then Barb.
Is that like telepresence?
Yeah. Tele-intention, maybe.
Yeah, tele-intention.
Yeah.
All
but
right,
they're
I'll go,
present on the TV.
yes. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
A toko uri ina ni yata kata ko ora sasa. Yara ki ini ananda ko toko ui. A te ki ia nini akata ko ui. A sanana yata ka a. Shona uda ka a ia nana kata ka a. Mani yata kata ko shuni. Ia pata ka a ni yata.
There are many things yet to understand, but be of good cheer that they are coming soon. And the light, it grows stronger each and every day as we move forward till God's greatest gifts are given. Okay.
Thank you, Barbara.
Atakiata kotohoachia na tiata pata kichisiata kush. Tiapa na ratikiata kushuata pata kiti iata. Ni anada tukuata patiata ketokuatia. Tiato wata patiatuatia.
Be a good example in your world. Know that your example means so much to those around you, and that they are watching, and they are knowing the truth about who you are. And this gives great hope to the world in many ways. So lift up your light and shine it on the world so that the world can grow with you. Very good.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right. So for next week, I don't know who we have. Oh, we have me.
Oh, we have me.
I really didn't remember for a moment. No, I'm going to channel. I haven't channeled on Hucolo for quite a long time. So I'm going to channel next week, and then you'll be back a week after that. So
yes. And when is Rob Goth here? February?
Sometime mid-February. It'll be at a special time because of his insane schedule.
He can't really channel before 3 o'clock.
No, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3. That's 9 p.m. my time, but 3 o'clock midday. So it'll be a little bit later, but look for that on the schedule, and you can find that on hucolo.org. Just everyone as well, if you can please like and subscribe if you haven't done already. It just helps our numbers and the amount of people that see our video on YouTube organically, which is really great. Share with your friends, invite your friends. This is a paid webinar for Hucolo Club members, that's why there's only certain people in the room this time, and we don't share the Zoom link with everyone. But for $10 a month, you can help us keep the lights on, and it gives you access to these twice a month to these channelings with Jim. So please do that. And you can sign up at hucolo.org/webinars. Yeah.
And also, Karen Newman's segment of They Call Us Channelers came out yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
And so everybody watch that. So I'm really excited to see that today.
Thank you.
So
it's on Kevin Moore's
32.
channel.
Episode 32, Kevin Moore Show.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So see you next week. Namaste, everybody. Much love. And
thanks, Dawn.
That's it. And thanks for the patience with the chat going down or the YouTube going down. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the future. All right.
Have a great day.